What's going on, guys? This is James Allen. I am recording this on Friday, October 3rd, 2025. It's 4 a.m. over here, so there's no natural light, which is why the screen is so, yellow. There's a lack of natural light here, but it's 4 a.m., so bear with me here. I wanted to get this video knocked out before I start writing code this morning because I have a lot of things to do today. But this video is very important, so I figured let me start the day by doing it right now. That is, last week I saw a proposal on the NNS that requested for the Caffeine AI metrics be made public to the community, and the proposal was denied. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this proposal to you and then share my 2 cents on why this whole thing is looking suspicious. So I'm going to go ahead and record my screen. Here we go. So as you could tell, the proposal was created September 26, 2025. So last week, it got 16% vote yes, 25% vote no. Now I'm going to read the proposal to you because as you could tell, it was rejected. Let's see what proposal was just rejected. It says, proposal summary, public metrics for Caffeine AI app creation. Not something crazy. The person is asking for public metrics for Caffeine AI app creation. We propose that the Caffeine AI team and Definity make publicly available real-time metrics on the number of applications created using Caffeine AI, led by Dominique Williams. This would empower the community with visibility, accountability, and trust in the progress of this transformative initiative. So nothing out of the ordinary here. He's not asking for anything spectacular. He just wants transparency. Let's continue. Caffeine AI has been described by Dominique Williams as a groundbreaking tool that will empower millions of applications by the end of this year. This bold vision represents a paradigm shift in how software is conceived, written, and deployed, paving the way for a self-writing internet. However, for such a milestone to inspire confidence and drive adoption, transparent and verifiable metrics are essential. Of course, by tracking the number of applications created with Caffeine AI in real time, the community and a broader world can measure progress directly, rather than relying solely on anecdotal updates. By making adoption visible and measurable, millions of developers experimenting firsthand with Caffeine AI superiority would naturally draw the attention of institutional investors. This combination of grassroots innovation and long-term capital would not only accelerate ecosystem growth, but also align with Definity's culture of transparency and Dominique's vision for sustainable long-term value creation. So he wants the metrics to be visible to the entire community. If you scroll down a little more, you could see, number one, publish real-time metrics, make available a publicly accessible dashboard showing the cumulative numbers of applications created using Caffeine AI, right? Regular updates ensure that these numbers are automatically updated. Transparency report, provide weekly, monthly summaries highlighting key adoption trends, milestone. Open access, ensure the metrics are open to the entire ICP community and external observers, fostering transparency and trust. Now, if you scroll up, you'll see that this proposal has been rejected. It's been rejected. Why would a proposal like that be rejected, guys? Dominique has made all these crazy promises about the self-writing internet, which I've publicly said was pure theater. There's nothing realistic about the idea of using generative AI to build a Web3 social network, but we're going to get into that later. He's made all these grand promises. Why can't you make these promises transparent? It's like me. I've said, I'm going to make Cityscape. Well, I'm not going to make Cityscape, but my scouts will make Cityscape go viral, right? I've said that, right? I'm not going to shy away from publishing numbers in the future with Cityscape. Part of me recruiting scouts is showing my numbers anyway, right? So why would I hide, my numbers? I want to build trust for the street cred ICO I want to do at some point for my app, right? I want to doing ICO for street cred. So I want to build trust with you guys. Why would I hide my Cityscape numbers? I certainly don't plan on hiding my Cityscape numbers. But not only that, me showing success as a scout with my app will allow me to recruit more scouts, right? So I'm going to have 100% transparency with my own Web3 application. Why can't Dfinity do the same? Why is it rejected? You know, this is suspiciously strange. So much so that when you factor other actions prior to this, the fact that they never approached me, and I'm a Web3 developer, cross-platform developer. I've built both iOS and Android alone, right? I've been evangelizing for Internet Computer. I've made technical tutorials on their blockchain. They never reached out to me, but they reached out to an attorney, you know, to test Caffeine AI. Guys, I think the writing's on a wall, right? This is starting to look like Theranos, right? This is starting to look like Dominique is starting to look more and more like Elizabeth Holmes rather than like, you know, Steve Jobs, right? This is starting to look like Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos. And I suspect a scandal is going to break quite soon. A scandal is going to break out at Dfinity at some point. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with this, right? As you guys know, I'm building Cityscape right now. It's already launched, post-production, right? And it's a social network with a heavy Web3 component, right? We're using smart contracts. Well, we plan on using smart contracts once I raise some funding, because I'm currently the only developer on my project, the only founder developer. But we plan on using smart contracts for missions, digital identity for the user street pass, and of course, the distributed ledger technology for the street cred cryptocurrency that is the currency of the application. So I have a Web3 social network currently in the making, right? And I could tell you from firsthand experience, the idea of using generative AI to build a Web3 dApp is a pure waste of time. It's pure fancy. This is you're rubbing on fraud territory. This is flat out impossible. If you're gonna build a Web3 dApp, you're gonna have to be an engineer yourself, right? You can't use an AI for that, right? And even being an engineer yourself is not sufficient because this is new territory, right? We're all learning, and I plan on sharing my lessons learned as a Web3 developer as the journey goes forward. But I could tell you right now, this idea of using a tool, a generative AI tool to build you a dApp, this is you're intentionally misleading the public, because that's flat out not possible. So me personally, I will stay away from ICP as an investment. I've already written my investment as a loss. I already showed you guys that I took a $80,000 loss for my investment. I invested $120,000. That $120,000 is worth $40,000 now. But based on where I see this going, I've written this as a loss completely. This is looking like Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes territory. This is looking very suspicious, guys. And if you're considering buying ICP, I do not recommend you do that, because to me, the thing looked way too suspicious. It doesn't look clean at all. And I am willing to bet at some point, some scandal will break out and people will go to jail. So I'm just giving you a warning. And if this proposal, just asking for transparency, doesn't do it for you, then I don't know what will. You've been warned. I have a duty to tell you the truth. I've told you the truth. People know me, man. Many people have interacted with me, and they will tell you. I will tell you the truth, man, whether it's pleasant or not. And I've lost $80,000. And I think the 40 that's left, I'm going to lose it too, because my money's locked for 8 years. This is an 8-year prison. Guys, this is looking like Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes, very suspicious. Do what you will with that information. But to me, I'm writing this as a loss. In any case, my misfits, that's all I have for you in this episode. You know what to do. Don't forget to press that like button and support me on Patreon. I will see you next time.